This is week 3 of the spring trimester. I had 2 revelations this week while working on the figure painting. And the first being that I think I was in the mindset of resolving and blocking in the figure painting at the same time, and I really should have been just focusing in blocking in. And what I mean for blocking in is that when you first started painting, you block it in like you are just focusing on the structure, so the big plane changes of the figure, also the value structure, so you're trying to find the key, meaning you're trying to find the lightest lights and the darkest darks, and all in between should be making sense. And then lastly, just the big temperature shifts. And so when I was blocking in, I was also kind of resolving things too. So I was also focusing in on trying to get the different textures in the painting. Like I was trying to make the hair look like hair and the skin look really fleshy. And then also kind of just working on smaller detailed areas too, because that's fun to do. But I think it would be better if I just focused in on the block in, because I think, because usually block in you're making really big changes, and so if you kind of focus in like on the textures that I was talking about or smaller details, you're just going to be painting over it anyway. So I don't think it was too bad what I was doing or anything like that. I think just next time for my next figure painting, I'm just going to be really in the mindset of just blocking in, knowing that I can resolve and fix things, or the smaller things, later, because I think that'll just move me along faster with the painting. And the second revelation that I had was huge, and that was with keying the painting. So especially for this painting, I've been really trying to focus on bringing the lights really bright, because my last 2 figure paintings, they were kind of on the darker side, so I just wasn't using my full range of values on the light side. And I actually thought I had this painting, it definitely was brighter than the last 2 that I did, and I thought the key was pretty bright, or as bright as I could get it. And when Mac walked by for my critique for the day, he took a really thick dab of pure white paint and put it on the painting. It was the chest area where it is the brightest, and just seeing that really thick white paint, it just showed how really how dark the painting that I had was, or the value structure was really dark, because I was really lacking in that light area. And so to fix that, to really brighten things up, the interesting thing was that the colors that I had mixed up for my palette, I actually used the same exact value colors. I was just using them a lot thicker. So being thicker, they're more opaque, so it's really really keyed things up a lot brighter. And then so for the rest of the week, I was just really hustling with this painting, just to get everything as bright as it should be, because it's kind of a weird transitional stage when you key things up really bright in one area. It looks kind of disjointed and crazy, so I was just painting super fast, which was really fun, and really just trying to react and just get the impression of the figure, so by the end of the week the painting didn't look crazy, which I don't think it does. I think it makes pretty good sense, and I'll just keep working on that. I have 2 more weeks on it. But anyways, I think that's a really good tip, and I'm definitely going to be using this for when I do my other figure paintings, is putting a white dab, a really thick paint on, just so you can see really how far you can push it. And then you don't leave that really thick dab on, because you don't want to mess up the surface of your painting, so I just scrape that off at the end of the day. And then for my cast painting, I'm in the stage of resolving that now. So what I'm focusing on now is the handling of the paint and the brushwork, and really working on textures. So I spent most of the week working on the textures in the face where the light is hitting the plaster, and I'm finding that to get the texture of plaster, it's kind of a balance in between, well, you have the 2 extremes, one extreme being really broken color with your paint strokes being really separated, and then the extreme from that is having everything really extremely smoothed out. And I'm finding that plaster is definitely a balance in between that, because in some parts it is a faster transition or a harsher transition, and then some areas are also pretty blended out as well. But I'm also trying to handle the paint in different ways across the whole painting. So I'm painting the background differently than I'm painting the light that's hitting the plaster. And then also this week I spent some time working on the shadow that's on the plaster cast. And the texture of that is really, it's kind of like a silky, everything's really smooth and blended out there, and looking really atmospheric. And I took a short video clip of my cast painting so you can really see how I'm handling the paint, and I'll leave you with that.